Hello viewers, I am trying to be live on YouTube today and hope it will work out. Again, I am at the mercy of the reliability of my internet connection and I hope it stays stable and maybe the video and the audio can be transmitted to you in an uninterrupted manner. If you do notice sudden loss of train of thought on my part, it is solely due to the patchy internet connectivity that I have, sadly. It is not any clever editing or anything deliberately done by me. If the internet connectivity goes away, quality or jerky quality to the video that I otherwise avoid when I upload recorded videos. Now, the purpose of this live is same as the purpose of the other live videos that I have uploaded on YouTube so far. I wanted to address issues in real time, because what I have witnessed is I have uploaded more than 160 videos on YouTube. I think the count, I am beginning to lose count of the videos that I have on YouTube, and many a times I get messages, I get comments on old videos largely asking the same questions, but I value each comment, and till date I believe I have replied to every single comment that has been uploaded on YouTube, and I have always tried to be as honest and as forthcoming as possible. There are some questions I do not know the answer to, and I have been open about them as well. Recently I uploaded a video talking about NEET, and when you talk about NEET, essentially people think about NEET UG, but NEET for doctors means more than just one exam. It actually refers to 3 exams. There is NEET UG to get into an undergraduate course like MBBS. There is NEET PG to get into a postgraduate course like MD, MS, or a diploma course perhaps, and there is NEET SS to get into a super specialization course like DM or MCH. So, if someone wants to join an MBBS course, NEET UG. If they want to specialize in general medicine, then NEET PG. After MD medicine, if they want to become a cardiologist, they need to do DM, then NEET SS. So, I have talked about the 3 exams, and I have also pointed out that NEET UG is a pen and paper exam, whereas NEET PG and NEET SS are computer based exams, which probably assumes that doctors figure out how to use a computer during medical college. I do not know about you, but I did not use computers much during my MBBS. Maybe the curriculum has changed a bit, although I have not noticed any definite proof of use of computer during medical colleges for academic purposes. But I guess it is a reasonable assumption to think that 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds will be able to deal with a computer based test, which 17 or 18-year-olds may not be able to. Maybe that is the case. So, NEET PG and NEET SS, these are exams that are conducted by National Board of Examinations, and they are of course, every subsequent entrance exam becomes tougher than the previous one. NEET UG, I believe, is one of the toughest exams on earth, but NEET PG is slightly more difficult, only slightly more. However, when I researched the video and I tried to look at questions, sample questions from NEET UG, I found them quite scary. And recently I also passed MRCS Part A, which I believe is a subset of the NEET PG syllabus. So, I felt that NEET PG, I have had recent experience of dealing with the syllabus of NEET PG when I was preparing for MRCS Part A in September 2022. So, even then I felt that NEET PG is a very difficult exam with 19 subjects, 3 sections, each subject having its own huge burden. But what I have understood more than anything else is revision is the key, which is something which everybody who knows anything about preparing for these exams knows. So, I guess the main thing here is that you have to understand the dichotomy. Doing well in entrance exams, especially in India, requires a set of skills that are not necessary enough for you to do well when you are in the course, and certainly they are not some things that come in handy after you have completed the course. What do I mean by this? NEET UG tests your ability to solve multiple choice questions in physics, chemistry, biology. During MBBS, do you need to solve multiple choice questions in physics, chemistry, biology? You don't. It's a completely different set of skills. Anyone who has joined first year of medical college talks about the real shock that comes with the first introduction to a world of seemingly infinite syllabus. And the nature of the questions, although today in the university exams also you have multiple choice questions, but the curriculum, the evaluation, it is not of the same nature as NEET UG. Similarly, when you complete all these subjects, 19 subjects, and then you appear in NEET PG, the evaluation that had already happened during the professional exams, although it did help you build up some understanding of these subjects, it does not prepare you adequately for NEET PG, at least it didn't in my case. So, again you need to prepare properly for NEET PG. Once you have secured a rank, you join a postgraduate course. Again, the skills that you have to demonstrate to do well in the postgraduate course during residency are very different from the skills you demonstrated to do well in NEET PG. You complete post graduation and then you are exposed to NEET SS, which again is another multiple choice question exam. So, different skills are tested at different times, but my only question is, these exams that happen, do they prepare you for life as a doctor? I don't know, because at the end of post graduation or whenever a person decides to stop appearing in exams and focus on their career, they are faced with job search. Maybe they want to build up their own business, maybe they want to start their own private practice. All of these things are not assessed in any test, be it during university exams or during entrance exams. Some skills are just not evaluated. So, that is something maybe we can talk about. So, I have made a video talking about after MSc ENT, because I am a specialist in ENT. So, I talked about the various options available after MSc ENT. Now, what I have noticed on my YouTube channel is that my most popular video is MRCS after MBBS, which basically, and also one of the most popular videos is when I am talking about NEET. So, there is a lot of interest in NEET, that is, there is a lot of interest in becoming a doctor. I recently saw a video of a young doctor who talked about their performance, their great performance in All India postgraduate entrance exams, and it got millions of views, so more than a million views. So, more than a million people, or it has the interest towards becoming a doctor, not just a doctor, a specialist doctor, is so much that it can get a million views, and I suppose most of that is from India. So, there definitely is interest in becoming a doctor, there definitely is interest in becoming a specialist doctor, and there is definitely some interest in specializing or getting specialist training in the UK. So, this points at a very interesting trend. People in India do want to become doctors, and as per the figures that we discussed during NEET UG, more young people want to become doctors than the ones who want to become engineers. So, more people are choosing medicine over engineering, and later on, whenever someone joins medicine, they do want to specialize, they are also considering emigrating. They are considering emigrating to Australia, United States of America, United Kingdom, Canada. These are the popular destinations. So, there is a lot of interest in that. One of the biggest motivations why I appeared in MRCS ENT was not because I wanted to emigrate, that was not the main aim, although I am open to the idea of emigrating. I have nothing against UK, it is a fantastic country and I have experienced it. It is wonderful, but I have never, when I was studying medicine, and I was exposed to a lot of other influences also in terms of society and other things, and I did understand the importance of doctors staying in India. However, I do understand the appeal of that many doctors experience regarding why they want to emigrate outside India. So, when I appear in MRCS, I largely appeared in it because I knew many people who had also appeared in it. It was kind of like a virtuous peer pressure, if you want to call it that. Many of my contemporaries appeared in the exam, they passed it comfortably, so I felt I should as well. That is what motivated me. they did not help me pass, by the way. They hardly communicated with me. I would just see their achievements and updates on social media, and it spurred me on to take the exam myself. So that is my story. You can see my degree in the background, it is deliberately placed there. So uh, there are a ton of videos on my channel talking about how to prepare for the two parts of MRCS, MRCS Part A and MRCS ENT OSCE. Of course, MRCS Part A is the more difficult exam because it deals with a lot of subjects: anatomy, physiology, microbiology, pathology, general surgery, orthopedics, and a little bit of ENT as well. How do you prepare for it? You have to choose a resource, and you have to you have to choose a resource that you can rely on, and the ones I relied on were EMRCS and PASS test, and you have to practice repeatedly. You have to identify your area of weakness, you have to revise. I prepared for 6 months and I felt that was enough. So I have made detailed videos talking about how to prepare for MRCS Part A. I prepared while I was working, and I thought about what is that one thing that I always have on me which would help me prepare 24/7. So the answer was I had my smartphone with me all the time. So I chose resources that were easily accessible on the smartphone. So I would solve questions in the middle of seeing patients, and I would always refer back to topics that I was not able to understand. And maybe I kept a small diary because I knew if I have tons of textbooks or tons of written material, it would just overwhelm me. So I had a small diary where I just wrote down those concepts which I found difficult to remember. And trust me, I had appeared in NEET PG in 2015 December, and in MRCS Part A, which can be a comparable syllabus, in September of 2022, a gap of 7 years. And 7 years is a long time to forget everything that I had prepared, or the entire preparation strategy that I had employed to get a rank of 3657 All India in 2016. That rank I am very proud of, but I had completely forgotten the strategy. I have become older, and of course starting scratch again, preparing something like that 7 years later was a challenge which I was able to deal with, because now in the smartphone era we have all the resources available literally on our fingertips. And that's what I did. I relied on the EMRCS online subscription and the PASS test online subscription, and I solved as many questions as possible. I would refer back to the questions I had difficulties solving correctly, and I remember taking at least 4 or 5 practice tests each day in the last 1 month before my MRCS Part A. Towards the end of the preparation phase, I was just looking at the topics which I had difficulty remembering, which were frequently asked, and I was only appearing in practice tests. So I was able to pass MRCS Part A in my first attempt. Was I confident about passing MRCS Part A in my first attempt? No. In fact, I felt that I would not pass MRCS Part A in my first attempt, and I would not even appear in it the second time. Or maybe I would take it twice, but I would strongly encourage people to not give up. There is a temptation to give up if you don't do well in the first attempt, certainly because of the fact that it is a very expensive exam. Especially if you are earning in Indian rupees, it becomes quite expensive. It was 550 pounds when I had taken it. Now I believe the examination fees is north of 600 pounds. So you have to prepare properly. One of the most popular online courses is one provided by Dr. Sala, which I had not taken, and if you take it, I will not benefit from it financially. But that kind of not only provides you with the content regarding what you need to study, but it also creates a schedule for you. So you can stick to that schedule, as somebody says, like Fevikwik. You can stick to that schedule, and that will largely get you over the line as far as MRCS Part A is concerned. MRCS Part A is a multiple choice question exam, a 2-paper exam. Paper 1 has 180 questions, 180 minutes, no negative marking, and paper 2 has 120 questions, 2 hours duration, again no negative marking. Each question has 5 options. You have to select the single best answer. Between the 2 papers, both papers happen on the same day. You have to go to a computer center where the exam is on a computer. Between the two papers there is a gap of a break of 1 hour. So, you have to be able to concentrate for 3 hours at a stretch, then a break of 1 hour, and then concentrate again for 2 hours at a stretch. The questions are not easy in MRCS Part A. They are usually deductive in nature, and you have to read a long question, long clinical scenario, and come to a conclusion and figure out which option is correct. You have to read 5 options here instead of 4 that we are accustomed to in NEET PG and other multiple choice question exams. So, once you pass MRCS Part A, then becomes then you have to think about the second part, which in MRCS ENT is MRCS ENT OSCE. So, this is not a multiple choice question exam. This has 2 parts. There are the knowledge based non-manned exams where you get questions, say a picture of a CT scan of the neck, or CT scan of the paranasal sinuses, or a CT scan of the temporal bone, and you have to identify the pathology. You have to write what the treatment is, what are the complications of that pathology. Questions which are short answer questions and which have fairly unambiguous answers. So, there will be about 20 questions with 5 to 7 subparts. You have like a one question and parts A, B, C, D, E, F under them. So, there is a CT scan picture of nose, and they will say what is the most likely pathology. Maybe the most likely pathology is the parapharyngeal abscess of the right side. Then they will ask you what important structures can be damaged in this, what is the treatment, how would you treat this condition, what are the name 2 potential complications of this condition. So, these questions are fairly straightforward if you know the subject, and the answers are fairly unambiguous. So, 400 of the 520 marks in MRCS ENT OSCE are allocated to the non-manned exam, and 120 marks are allocated to the manned exam. Now, as of recording this video in July 2024, manned exam needs to be attempted by going to the United Kingdom or to Ireland. Now, for those who do not know, United Kingdom and Ireland not the same thing. United Kingdom consists of England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. Republic of Ireland is not a part of the UK, it is an independent country. There are 4 Royal Colleges of Surgeons. The oldest one is in Edinburgh in Scotland. Then there is another one in Glasgow, also in Scotland. There is one in Dublin, which is in the Republic of Ireland, not in the UK. And there is one in London, which is the youngest, which is the most recent Royal College of Surgeons. That is the Royal College of Surgeons of England, which is based out of London, and I am a member of that Royal College of Surgeons. So, you can choose whichever Royal College of Surgeons you want to be a member of. You have to apply through their official website, and usually if you apply for MRCS Part A through one Royal College, you can switch to another Royal College, but usually people stick to the same Royal College. So, you can choose any of the 4. I have made a video ranking the Royal Colleges purely chronologically, but it's a choice that you have to make yourself. So, the manned exam either happens in London or in Dublin or in Glasgow or in Edinburgh, and there is a definite cycle to it. If for example, in May 2024 the manned exam happened in Dublin, the next exam will be in October 24, which will be held in Glasgow. After that, the exam will be held in London in February of 2025, and in May 2026 the exam will be held in Edinburgh. So, the cycle is Dublin, Glasgow, London, Edinburgh, Dublin, Glasgow, London, Edinburgh. This is how the cycle happens, and the exam, the manned exam or the MRCS ENT OSCE, happens thrice a year, once in February, once in May and once in October. MRCS Part A also happens thrice a year, once in January, once in May and once in September. If you want to know about the number of attempts that you have to pass MRCS Part A, you get 6 attempts. You have to pass MRCS Part A in 6 attempts, and you have to pass MRCS ENT OSCE within 7 years of passing MRCS Part A. You get 4 attempts to pass MRCS ENT OSCE, and if you don't pass MRCS ENT OSCE within 7 years, then you don't get the chance to appear in MRCS Part A again. You are just you just missed the boat. So, you cannot be a member of the Royal College of Surgeons of England. Now, if you don't have any ENT experience, if you don't have any postgraduate experience in ENT, you can still pass MRCS ENT OSCE. I won't say just by watching my videos on YouTube. I am not a coach. I can only tell you my experience. But I can tell you that you can join an online course like the one provided by Dr. Osama Salim. Again, something which I had taken. But if you take, I will not benefit from it financially. If there is no sponsored video or there is no sponsorship angle here. So, if you take the course, even if you don't have much experience of ENT beyond internship probably, you will still be able to do well in the exam. So, the manned exam which you have to appear in by going to UK or Ireland, that involves clinical communications and clinical examination. So, again, there are detailed videos on my channel talking about how to communicate with patients, and I will be making more clinical examination videos as well. So, maybe how to examine the ear, or how to examine the nose, or how to perform cranial nerve examination, how to perform flexible nasoendoscopy on a mannequin. These are tested in a time sensitive manner. You get about 7 minutes to perform a task, and there is an actor who plays the role of the patient, and there is an examiner who carefully monitors your activities. Usually there are no viva questions. So, the examiner just monitors how you are performing the task assigned to you. Very little communication happens between you and the examiner. Now, I remember when I had taken MRCS ENT OSCE, the examiners were very kind to me. After every station they clearly mentioned that I had done well, which was a bit surprising because I was conditioned to believe that the examiners don't say anything. Now, either I had done very well or they were just being kind. Later on it turned out that I had done well, so I was quite happy with that. So, once you pass MRCS ENT OSCE, what happens then? Then of course you get this diploma that you can see behind me. You can either get it by mail or you can go to the Royal College of Surgeons, attend the ceremony, which is quite grand, and it's an experience that you will remember for the rest of your life. So, once you get that, then you can decide to either move to the UK or stay in your home country. If you do decide to move to the UK, you have to appear in some English language proficiency tests like IELTS or OET, details of which are available on my channel. You have to verify your primary medical qualification and your specialist qualification. Not the specialist qualification you obtained in your home country, but the fact that you have become a member of the Royal College of Surgeons. You will receive a confirmation letter from the Royal College of Surgeons, and this membership confirmation letter is your specialist qualification. These two things, your MBBS degree and your specialist qualification, need to be verified by an American authority called EPIC. You have to create an EPIC account, EPIC identification form, notary verification. All of this process has been described in my video titled EPIC verification, which you can find on my channel. You have to pay about a few $100 and you get your documents verified. Basically, this American authority gets in touch with your MBBS college, finds out if your MBBS degree is genuine or not, then gets in touch with the Royal College of Surgeons, finds out if you have genuinely become a member of the Royal College of Surgeons or not, and then tells the governing authority in the UK, which is the General Medical Council, that your documents are indeed genuine. Then you provide access to your English language proficiency test score, and you provide a certificate of good standing from the medical council or medical councils that you were registered under in the last 5 years. So, if you have worked in 5 different states in India, maybe the GMC will be expecting 5 different certificates of good standing from one each from each of the medical councils you were registered under in the preceding 5 years from the date of your application for registration with the General Medical Council. If all the documents are in order, again, which documents do you need, what is the process? It took me 3 days to get GMC registration, and I have described the entire process in a video titled How to Get GMC Registration Easily, which you can find on my YouTube channel. And once you're registered with the General Medical Council, you can start applying for jobs in the NHS. This is also something I have talked about. There is an exodus from the NHS. Doctors are complaining of poor pay, poor work conditions, underinvestment, difficult various kinds of difficulties, and people are leaving the NHS. But it is still difficult to get a job in the NHS. I'm not saying that more people should leave the NHS so that it becomes easier for people from other countries like me to get a job in the NHS. I'm not saying that. But despite the fact that people are leaving or apparently are leaving the NHS, it has been in the news several times. It's been in the news for a long time. Despite that, getting the first job in the NHS requires a lot of waiting, and I have made a video talking about that as well. So once you are registered with the General Medical Council, you start applying for jobs in the NHS. You can apply online, and you have to keep track of that. There is a website called Track Jobs, there is a website called NHS Jobs, and there are various other job portals which allow you to track NHS vacancies for doctors. Once you get the first job, then you start working in the UK, and the first job, I believe, is the most difficult to get. And once you get that, then and you get accustomed to the new system, then life becomes easier. At least that's what I've been told several times, especially during the Welcome to UK webinar or workshop that I had attended immediately after getting the registration with a license to practice in the UK. So that's about it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope I'll see you soon in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.